Hi guys, Jason Whistler here with Ninja Success. Now, today I have just a short tip and a challenge for you. Okay? So, whenever you're communicating with someone else, whether it's a public speaking engagement, whether it's a meeting at the office at work, or just a one-on-one conversation you might be having with someone at home or for a meal or wherever you might be. Try intentionally with attention to avoid filling all of the quiet spaces, all of the pauses, what in print might be called like negative space, those white spaces. So graphic artists suggest that leaving a fair amount of white space or negative space is actually really good and helps someone find the important details and helps things stand out on a page. Creating little pauses or gaps in our communication has the same effect. So if you noticed, I slowed things down a little bit there and I added a little bit of an extra pause because I'm giving whoever my listeners are, and you, giving you a little bit of a chance to process and keep up with things mentally. So you can follow, okay, that's a key point, okay, this is a key point, okay, that's the conclusion, that wraps it all up. So the next piece, while paying attention to the words that are coming out, while paying attention to the negative spaces or the empty, quiet moments, most of us, myself included for a long time, have a habit when we're talking, we feel like and it's not a conscious feeling, but we feel like we should be making noise with our mouth. We feel like we need to be saying something the entire time, so either we will speed up to get through all of the things that we want to say, or while thinking about the next thing to say, words like ah and will sort of find their way all throughout the sentence. They don't add any benefit, they don't add any value to the sentence, to the communication, to the message. And you'll notice, if you go back and watch this video, there are little slight ones that I slip in every once in a while. See if you can pick up on them. When you get used to listening for them, they can be kind of distracting. Please don't turn it into a drinking game, and I'm serious. Don't, especially not at the office. Right, so there's an because there was a pause, and instinctively, when we're thinking but our mouth is open, we're trying to reach for the next word, but we don't quite have it yet, we start making a sound in advance. The challenge is to train ourselves to do something different. Give yourself a moment to think. It also gives the listener, the person you're trying to communicate with, a moment to think. It might seem awkward at first because nobody's saying anything and it seems like a really long time, but I promise most of the time it's less than a second. That pause was longer than a second. Dramatic effect, right? So, that's my invite. That's what I'm recommending you take on and try to do. Something that will definitely benefit your communications. You'll come across more clear, more confident, more knowledgeable about what it is you're talking about, because those searching words, those I don't know what to say here yet words and cues, aren't being passed off to your listener. They don't know if you're pausing to think for the next phrase, that you know what you're doing, you know what you're talking about, and you're just giving a moment, or if you have no idea and you're trying to come up with something quick. If you fill your sentences with ums and ahs, often the listener will assume that you're scrambling for the message, that you're not confident, you're not sure what you're talking about, and that's not usually what we're trying to convey. So, good luck. It can be really frustrating at the beginning. You will find yourself umming and ahhing your way through many, many sentences, and I did it again. I did it again. But it takes a little bit of practice. The easiest way is to take your camera, take your phone, whatever you've got, flip it around, start videotaping, talk about something, and play it back and watch yourself. And then you can see where you've got gaps or pauses, and you can see where maybe you rushed through a sentence really quick and you didn't stop to think it, and you just went really quick through it because you were nervous and you wanted to say it really fast. And you can see where you've slowed down and you're communicating very clearly, and you're able to hold a clear tone and a clear message and deliver pauses at places where they're most impactful. So, good luck with that. Have a good night. I will see you tomorrow. And remember, Success Ninjas, never quit. Bye, guys.